You guys, I'm in a reading slump. I thought I was just busy with life, but no, because I know that I had opportunities to read and I just wasn't taking them. It took me 3 weeks to finish my last book. That's not normal. So we are going to be reading new and highly anticipated reads this week to get me out of this slump. We are kicking it off with Furybound. I have it on my Kindle and I have the audio and I'm just so excited to dive back into this. Daggermouth was a surprise for me. I didn't think I would enjoy it, but I ate it up. I had such a good time, so I'm really excited for this one. We're gonna head to the pool and get some sun and start this book. Ready to continue reading Furybound. Yesterday at the pool I read about 15%, and once I was at chapter 2, I was so locked in and just really excited for this story. I say that because when I started chapter 1, I had essentially went into this book blind. Normally when I would pick up book 2 in a series, I would either reread book 1 or look up spoiler summaries online. I don't know if I was just super excited to read this book or overly confident, but I picked this up, was reading the first chapter, and was so confused. I felt like I just had so many gaps in my memory of book 1, and our author was very subtly trying to remind the reader of events from book 1, but I was just like, girl, I need you to be more direct or give me a full summary. Because if you watched a recent vlog of mine, I talked about how this arc I had of book 2 in a series had the summary of book 1 at the beginning, and it was so nice because it was coming from the author, so obviously she knew what the reader needed to remember about book 1 to read book 2, and I was like, I hope that this isn't just because it's an arc, but it's gonna be in the final print as well. That would have been nice here. That would have been nice. So after I finished chapter 1, I was like, wait, let's go look up those spoiler summaries online. That helped me so much. I was like, right. This starts exactly where book 1 ends, and I really like that because I feel like if you read Daggermouth now and then pick this up, it would just be the next chapter, not any time jumps or anything like that. So this is crazy. This plot is so wild, and think of everything that happened in book 1. She did that. She really did that. I'm very excited to see how this progresses because just where we're at now, I feel like there's just so much that our main female character is going through right now, and I'm like, how and who is going to be involved and how are we going to solve these certain things? I'm a little stressed, but I'm super excited. I have the World Cup on. There's games on all evening, so I'm very excited to just have this on in the background and get some reading done. So we're going to continue reading this. I hope to get halfway through the book tonight. Just a good few hours of reading. We'll see how far I get, but I would love to just rot and read for the rest of the evening. I was so locked in with this last night. I think I reached 58% of the way through, so a little over halfway, and it was so easy to just keep reading. As much as I wanted to reach the halfway mark, I could not put this book down. It was so good. I know we didn't really talk about what this book is about, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to specifically talk about book 2, but Daggerbound, the most you hear it kind of described as is definitely fourth wing, but with direwolves, I don't want that to turn you away from it because I think if you like fourth wing, you would most likely like this, but if you didn't like fourth wing, this is kind of an alternative to see if if we kind of did this different part with the story, or kind of had these different interactions, relationships, connections, dynamics. Like maybe I would have liked Fourth Wing more kind of thing. Like you should give this book a shot. There's similarities for sure, but to me, the only similarity is really the fact that you have some people that can bond with dire wolves. To me, that's the difference, because packs are different to me. The magic feels different, as much as you kind of have some like, well, book one has a bit more training, academic vibe. It isn't super heavy to me. It feels different even than Fourth Wing in that sense. And book two is definitely just like, babe, we've moved on. We don't have time for that anymore. So I really like this. I really love where it's going. Our characters, this author is just doing such a good job at making you care for characters and also like consistently fear for their lives. I love it. I love it. I'm really liking our main two characters at this stage. Yes. Just like, yes. I love it. So I'm gonna keep reading. I am wrapping up work stuff now, so as soon as I am officially done, we're getting back on the couch and reading. It is starting to get gloomy again. We kind of had a gloomy morning, and then it was sunny. Now I'm seeing a bit more clouds. That's perfect. It'll be a little chillier. It'll be comfortable on the couch, and we can just read for the evening. I have the World Cup on in the background, so I'm sorry if you can hear that, but I had just made myself a little snack, some pretzels and a Hershey bar, but I really want a drink, and I'm considering a matcha, but I also have some drinks that maybe honestly a Capri Sun would kind of hit, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't want something where I'm gonna get like filled up, because I do want to make a good dinner. I want to make this like barbecue chicken sweet potato thing for dinner tonight. I think this is the way to go. I was gonna make a matcha, and I was gonna like, let's make a matcha together. I think a Capri Sun is gonna hit harder right now. I have officially finished Furybound, and I had a really good time with this story. I felt like it was a really good pace. I was never bored. There were definitely points that were obviously more high action, stakes were high, the connections and storylines going on with our characters were more interesting at certain points than others, but I felt like I never wavered with my interest in the story, and that is exactly what I needed to feel to get out of this slump. So I'm just so glad that I finished this book in less than 3 weeks. Bare minimum for me right now, but I also just had a really good time. I think I like this one, I want to say like a little less than book one, just because I know I didn't experience the same like excitement and obsession I felt like I was feeling throughout Daggermouth, but there were still so many amazing scenes in here, and I'm still excited for the next book. I just feel like this was such a fun continuation from how book one ended and just the different plot lines we were having, but I'm just like, what's gonna come next? Like what happens now? Because I feel like the way that this ended and we got some extra like POVs and insights into another plot line that, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, oh no, how is that gonna play into the next book? Ugh, I'm so excited. Okay, I need to pick my next read. I don't really know what I'm feeling yet, but I just know it's a beautiful day out, so I want to go to the pool. I just finished getting ready. I'm gonna pack my bag to make sure I have everything I need, and then I'll just make the call when we get to the pool. Hello, hi. I think I got a couple clips when I very much just read the first chapter of Wielder here at the pool a couple days ago. Yesterday was a long, full, fun day, but I couldn't get any reading done, so now I am back at the pool. It's another beautiful day, and I'm officially like 15% of the way into Light Wielder. I feel like I can't really give good enough initial thoughts yet because I'm really curious to see where this is at, closer to the 30% mark. I did have to give myself like a, hey, spoiler recap, what do I really need to remember about book one? Because I knew the ending and like the craziness of it. I feel like that was the shock of the year last year. Like this book took Bookstagram, I'm sure TikTok, like by storm because the ending was so just like plot twist. But I'm very curious heading into this. This is a duology, so it's just kind of like, is there going to be any more like extreme twists and turns? Or are we just really in this book having to navigate everything that happened from book one? Also, we have a time jump, which can just be very scary. It can be done really well or really poorly. I'm kind of nervous because it's a duology, because I think where a large time jump can go wrong is the romance side of a story. I think the like politics and war and just overall plot development on that side can like go well, and you can be like, okay, like that's good, I can see this, but can we understand our two main characters and their chemistry and their romance when you do have a time jump like that? So that's what I'm a little nervous for, but overall I'm excited. I'm glad to be back in the world, back with this author and her writing, and so I'm just very curious to see where we go. So I'm going to continue reading, but I wanted to stop, say hello, hi, and enjoy more of this beautiful weather we're having. I just got these from the store yesterday. I don't drink, but when I first saw these I was like, wait, is this alcohol? And then I learned it's not, and I'm shocked that I like it because it's like sparkling water, and I usually don't like sparkling water, but this really just tastes like juice. So it's the blood orange one. So good. A really good like poolside summer drink. So I'm gonna sip on this, put my headphones back on, and I have my Kindle here, so we're just gonna keep reading.
We got nowhere to be, just a slow dance with the summer heat. The world outside can't wait a few, 'cause right now we got nothing else to do. The sun is peeking through the cotton white blinds, your hands still tangled up in mine. Feet on the wall, your head on me, floating easy. We got nowhere to be, got nowhere to be. Your hair's a mess, but you don't mind. You just laugh, let it fall where it lies.
So is no one gonna tell me that this is not a duology? What? I ended this book, and while we definitely had some like big conclusions to a lot of the plot lines that we were following in books 1 and 2, there were these moments with like some side characters that left me like, wait, it's giving more content to follow. So I immediately went to Goodreads, could not like clearly tell, and then I went to the author's Instagram and started like scouring through like captions, essentially being like, does she reference another book? And that's when I eventually saw something about like a deadline to book 3. And I was like, what? I'm so excited because I feel like we grew to love so many of these side characters in books 1 and 2, and I'm very curious to know if the next book in this world is not only like really following some plot lines that we are getting introduced to at the end of the book, but are we just going to be getting like their POVs? Is it going to be the main two characters of books 1 and 2 and then more POVs? Like what? I'm curious. I had such a good time with this book. Definitely wasn't the same like 5-star obsession I felt with book 1, but it was still like at least a 4-star. I don't know what I want to rate it per se, but it was still like I had a good time with this story. I like this plot. I'm glad that we do really conclude the big points in these 2 books. It's not something that's like dragged on, but you are then left with like, but wait, there's more. And I'm excited by that and what is to come, because we see so much happen specifically in book 2 that you're like, we still kind of have some like unfinished business in the sense of, well, what happens now? You know what I mean? So I'm very curious to see how all this continues to play out. Do we know how many books there are? I know there's at least a book 3, but nonetheless, I am really glad that I picked this one up. I'm glad that it was so bingeable and just easy to get into, and the fact that I just wanted to keep reading it felt really good. I can't tell you how much I was traumatized by reading 1 book in 3 weeks. Like, I'm so happy to be back. But with that, I have the final book I want to read in this vlog that I am so excited for. It technically releases tomorrow, but I had the arc of the audio through Libro FM, and then I did have the ebook downloaded from when it was indie. So it was a book that like completely went viral towards the end of last year, I think, at some point, and then it was indie published and got picked up as trad. So then I was like, well, maybe I'll wait, and now the time's here. The time is here, and I'm so excited to read it. It's definitely like a highly anticipated book for me, so we are going to be starting that tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for bed, get a good night's sleep, and I will check in with you guys when I am starting our final book. I'm here to finally start our next book, and it is Daggermouth. I'm so excited for this one. It is something that I've been highly anticipating since seeing the amazing reviews last year, but now that it's been republished traditionally, I have the audiobook and the ebook checked out, ready to go, and I'm doing some reading sprints here in about 30 minutes. I'm gonna be honest, without the reading sprints, I'm not sure I'd be starting this right now because I just got in some new patio furniture that I really want to build, but I don't have time to do that before the sprints. So I'm just sitting here anticipating being able to put that stuff together on top of reading this book. But reading is winning today, and I am excited to finally start this. I'm sure when I was seeing everyone's reviews popping up and everyone telling everyone to like read this book that I saw the synopsis somewhere in there, but I don't know what that is right now. So I'm just gonna go in blind, see what I can feel out. If in the first like few chapters I feel just lost and like I really need the synopsis, then I will read it, but otherwise we're just gonna go in blind and see how we feel. Okay, I am all set up. I have some popcorn, some grapes, and a Capri Sun. I also have the World Cup on. I have the US game, so this is kind of intense. I don't know if it was smart or stupid to schedule a live stream with this on, but hopefully everyone will be like me and they'll have it on like their second screen if they want to watch it. But I just have a few minutes before I get started. Oh gosh. I have my book, I have my headphones, snacks, drinks. We are set up. Guys, I have a reading update for you. Yesterday during live streams, I read about 25%. I really enjoy this. This is a dystopian, and I don't read a ton of it, but I feel like the typical like story plot lines of dystopians and fantasies when you're dealing with basically a royal someone and a low-class someone who are gonna have to clash but ultimately work together. Like, that is the Vegas plot to every book. I feel like I'm really liking this. It does not feel complicated. It definitely threw me for a loop because I hadn't read the synopsis and I feel like this was probably in the synopsis, but there was just a situation that our two main characters wind up in within the first 25%, and I'm like, oh, Oh, I did not see that coming. I also like haven't seen any like tropes or anything, so I don't know if this was gonna be like a trope that I would have known about, but I am very curious to see where this goes because of the situation of our characters. I feel like that kind of just happened, and now we're gonna get into like the thick of this book and what all of that means moving forward, and we are getting to see some interactions between our main characters that I'm just like, okay, like the dynamic is gonna be good because while you usually have maybe the royal family character that's like a part of a bad family and it's either them like not agreeing with their family does or they like have to come to realize that it's bad because they haven't really been exposed to the real world, so to speak. In this case, our main male character, he has never agreed with the actions of his royal family and what his dad in particular like believes in, acts on, all the things. So that's very intriguing that like from the get-go we see how much he dislikes it and how he tries to like help counter and balance the actions he has to take as the royal executioner and what's going on in every other class in the kingdom. So I like his character. I like that he already like stands on something, and then obviously our main female character is going to be the one that like has to kind of learn that about him and understand like he isn't just like encompassing everything his family stands for kind of thing. So I'm curious how that's going to grow and like how that's going to become and how much that's going to like make me root and care for the characters. Right now, I'm just kind of like intrigued by the story. I don't really feel strongly one way or another about our characters and their like relationship so far, but I want to get to reading. It has been a very busy morning of putting together my patio furniture. I'm getting some more things between today and tomorrow. I'm very excited. The main furniture has been built. It took me hours, but I'm very happy and proud of myself for that. So I want to go out on the patio and sit and relax and just soak up some nice weather because it's only like it's like the low 70s and peak summer California. Like I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna take it.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love.
Good morning. I don't remember the last time I talked with you. I think it was when I was about 25% of the way into Daggermouth, and then I was like, okay, now we're gonna go out and enjoy my patio and read. I did do a little bit then, but I don't even think I filmed it. I ended up running a couple errands, going to the pool, having a chill evening where I was really locked in for a majority of the afternoon and evening with this book to the point that I reached 92%. Like I could not be stopped. I could not be bothered to like stop and update you guys. I'm so sorry, but this is so good. I don't know if it's really giving me that 5-star feeling, and it's one of those things like, you know, the feeling. So I'm thinking it's not a 5-star, but it's pretty close because I have been really locked into the story, and just the further we get into it, I love these characters and the different like POVs we're getting, these different plot points, and I just feel like it's such a good story. It's reminding me, I don't know, there's like an essence to this that's kind of this like Six of Crows feeling, like an adult version, not necessarily like with a heist, but more just like those characters, those dynamics, and just like the overall essence of someone that like has influence. I really like this story, and I'm very curious about this last 30%. Like, are we gonna be left on a cliffhanger? Is something crazy gonna happen? Is this gonna like conclude in such a way that like this is book one, you have some satisfaction, but you're still anticipating the next book. Like, I just have no idea what to expect with the ending of books anymore, because I was used to them kind of being well-rounded and you just anticipate the next one. Lately, I've been reading these books with massive cliffhangers, and I'm like, wait, no, like I need book 2 or book 3 like now. So I don't know the way that this is gonna go. I'm very scared, but also so excited because I'm just like obviously the home stretch of it, and I just want to sit out here this morning. It's such a beautiful morning, and we're gonna finish Daggermouth. That last 8% was the craziest 8%. Not like, no, it was. I was gonna say not like huge shock factors. I was like, no huge shock factors. Like, this was definitely full of twists and turns and reveals at the end where you're just learning kind of like who knows what, where loyalties lie, and who's the smartest, honestly. I need book 2. It wasn't quite the like extreme cliffhanger. That's probably a matter of opinion, but like it was more this just ended in such a good way that like I need to know what comes next because it's just going to be chaos. But we got so many reveals and alliances and just information that I need to know what's going to happen next. That was incredible. It was well thought out, action packed, devastating, emotionally impactful. Like, I felt like I experienced a lot of emotions in this book, but the author did it so amazing at like drawing them out throughout the book that like you experienced all the pain our characters were going through, but also connected with them so much in all of the different things like their friends, family, like put them through, jobs, like it truly incredible. I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. If it's a 5-star book, like you just know that feeling. I'm not certain of that, so I'm gonna give it 4.5, but I feel like a reread of this could hit so hard because like you know the ending, so now you could be kind of looking for those moments throughout the book, or just knowing how book 1 ends. The reread, you're like feeling everything even more from chapter 1 kind of thing. Wow. Wow. I'm so glad I could finally read this book. I get why everyone absolutely loves it, and I cannot recommend it enough. You definitely need to add this to your TBR if you haven't already. Here's the thing about this video. I set out with one goal and one goal only, and that was to get out of my reading slump. We did that. We read Furybound, Wielder, and Daggermouth, and they were all like hit after hit after hit. They were such amazing new releases. We had 2 really good like continuations of series, but then Daggermouth came in like, okay babe, we're starting a new journey. Like, I'm so excited for all of these. The fact that I thought Wielder was like ending the duology is still crazy to me, but Furybound, yeah, no, I'm gonna need more of that. And when does book 2 of Daggermouth come out? Because I feel like it has to be relatively soon, considering she had already released Daggermouth as an indie book last year, so she was probably already in the works of book 2 while it was being traditionally published. I follow the author now, so I'm at least in the know, but I had such a good time with this video. It was good to just film a reading vlog again. I've been so busy and having different like technical errors in the beginning that I feel like I had to take a couple weeks off of consistently uploading and putting out the content I really like to put out. This video is definitely one of them. I had such a good time with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm so excited to like really just dive into the summer reading. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.